Hello fellow Zelda fans, I'm Barascoing here with Lincoln Logan, a fellow content creator and Zelda enthusiast.
Hello everyone.
And with E3 here and gone, we've got a brand new trailer to pick apart and overanalyze to death. With many theories being made left and right, the Zelda community is definitely swarming with activity. There is a lot of information to unpack in this brand new trailer, and if you've already seen Hyrule Gamer's video covering his 7 missed details in the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, rest assured these details are not duplicates. These are 7 more details you might have missed in the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. So stick around for the final 2 entries in this 7 details list because the last 2 entries are fire. Without further ado, let's dive into the details. Take it away, Lincoln Logan.
First up is the shot where we see Link merge into the puddle of water before swimming through the air and onto the Sky Islands. If we slow the footage down, we can see for a brief moment that the new arm attachment Link finds himself with is glowing green. While we would naturally assume that this is the new ability and the power granted from the arm, it is interesting to see the arm is glowing green while in use. Normally the hand remains a dull black and brown color. This might not seem important now, but it will be a little bit more in a few moments.
The second detail you may have missed can be seen best in the frames where Link is skydiving through the islands in the sky. This new model of the hero of the wilds features longer hair, the mysterious arm, and malice marks? While these details are really obvious, the one that is missed here is found in the sash that Link wears. In Breath of the Wild, each of the 4 champions receives a blue sash, hand-stitched by Princess Zelda featuring their divine beast. Link, however, does not officially have a divine beast in Breath of the Wild, and instead receives a blue tunic that allows him to see his enemy's health bar. Now back to the clip, we can see that the hero now dons a green sash. A green sash with the yellow figure embroidered onto it. After spending a couple hours analyzing every frame with this new design in it, as well as digging through the lore of Breath of the Wild, I am confident that this mark will be a dragon when we play the game. A dragon that represents the divine beast of the hero of Hyrule. That being said, I am sure we will see at least one new divine beast in the Breath of the Wild sequel.
Speaking of dragons, Link now bears a shield that features the head of a dragon. It looks intimidating to say the least, not to mention it has a flamethrower feature. The detail we believe we missed is that the dragon head is seen to be glowing green as it spews flame from its maw, even a little bit after the fire stops. For about 3 frames, this dragon head features a green eye as well as green markings inside its mouth. Remember the first detail about the glowing green hand? It would be pretty interesting to see if the shield receives energy from the hand, or if it works some other way, or perhaps from another source entirely. What this means for the sequel could take a whole video for us to explain, but nonetheless, this is a small detail that could be pretty big.
While these details are not a repeat of the ones covered in Hyrule Gamer's video, this one does share a common theme and element. Hyrule Gamer mentioned in his video that the bokoblins now feature a longer horn. A horn more similar to the Moblin's horn in Breath of the Wild. However, a detail pointed out to me by CB Genius in my Discord server, a link to that will be in the description below, is that the Moblins also come with a new horn. It makes sense that if one gets a new horn, why not the other, right? The oddity here is that the horns switch monsters. The Moblin horns are now seen on the Bokoblin's heads, while the Bokoblin horns are now on the Moblin heads. While we don't know how the events of Age of Calamity may affect this sequel, this could be due to the time travel that occurs during the events of Age of Calamity. For our sanity and the sake of keeping the timeline as simple as possible, I seriously hope not. Instead, this is likely due to a stronger presence of malice in the world. Reasons for the swap aside, I will be mildly disappointed if we don't get to talk about this phenomena with our favorite eccentric monster researcher, Kilton.
At the very beginning of the clip, we can see that Link is attacked by Malice for just a brief moment. We can also see that the Master Sword is no longer in its sheath upon his back, leading many to wonder if the Master Sword was dropped from the chasm when he was attacked. What many didn't see is that the Master Sword is actually in Link's hand. He's holding it, and for a few frames you can see that while the Malice latches onto his arm. This Malice seems to snake around the Master Sword and deliberately aim for Link's arm. Brascoin mentioned this in his theory, Link is corrupted by malice, but we felt it would be a good fit here, as many people have failed to see the sword in the corner of the frame. If you are wondering if Link keeps the sword or gets dropped down to the chasm, check out that video when this one finishes. It'll be at the card at the end.
A detail I am sure many have not seen is found in the very creepy flash of Ganon standing up. While we only see this monstrosity for a split second, there is a lot of detail to take in. Many have keyed in on the holes in his chest, and I have mentioned before in one of my videos that his abdomen appears to have a mark that looks like a sword wound has healed over. Others have commented on his jewelry and Gerudo symbolage, but one thing I have yet to see mentioned are the holes in his hand and wrist. Only the left arm can be seen clearly, but I would make a reasonable guess to say that the right arm would look the same if it were visible. What happened to this Ganondorf? He very well may be the Ganondorf from Twilight Princess who received not one, but 2 swords through the chest. But what caused the holes in his hands? Nintendo should be very careful with this, but it is possible that given the dark tones and themes of resurrection this game gives off, that this Ganon may have been crucified? Or perhaps tortured in some other way. Only the game will tell, and I am wary to see if this shall be the case. Whatever happened to this Ganon, he has gone through a lot in his many reincarnations and resurrections.
In the scene where Link appears to use time reversal on the metal ball to send it rolling back up the hill whence it came, running over moblins that pushed in the process, attention is taken away from the method that is used to push the ball in the first place. As the ability activates, the mysterious arm that Link now uses can be seen glowing the same fashion as Zelda's hand when she uses her sealing abilities. When we look closer, we can see that for a brief second, the angle makes the image look like a Triforce mark as well. If we look even closer with a higher resolution version of the footage, we can see it's not the mark of the Triforce at all. It's a Sheikah eye, particularly of the Sheikah of Kakariko and not the Yiga. Whether this arm is of Sheikah origin or that of similar Zonai, only the game can really tell. But one thing is for sure, this arm uses powers similar to those of a Sheikah slate, but on steroids.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Drop a comment down below if you did not notice any of these details. Or drop a comment if you did. Let us know if any of these were new to you or something that you had already seen before. Thank you again to Lincoln Logan for joining me in this video. A link to his channel will be in the description below. He does a lot of 3D renderings with Link using Source Filmmaker, and I like the work that he's been doing. He also does a lot of my thumbnails and has even helped in my intro video. Go and check him out if you guys are interested in that, and I'll catch you guys in another video.